Hi, it's Dr. Hapchyn at Elm Tree Clinic. Today I am going to talk to you about the neuro-relational framework's color zone pie. We are using this pie diagram to show the 4 colored zones we all have while we're awake during the day. We are going to go through different examples to highlight the key features of what we may see in others and ourselves for each of these states. First, the green zone. This is where we feel calm, present, and able to learn and connect with others. This is when we are at our best and when we can tell that our children are present and engaging with us. You can imagine that the child in the picture is wondering about something and looking at another person. In this state, we have bright, shiny eyes and our bodies are calm, with just the right amount of movement to match the situation. Now let's look at the red zone. This is where our gas pedal is on in our nervous system. There are 2 sides to the red zone. One side is positive, where we see children moving quickly, maybe impulsively. They may climb, like the little fellow in the picture, or they may be running or jumping. In the positive red zone, it's hard to sit still. We call this flitting. Sometimes in the positive red zone, we may be super silly or overexcited, overenthusiastic, and we may have more exuberant energy. We refer to this as frenetic behavior. It's hard to get focused in this state. Sometimes we can flit and be frenetic at the same time. Eyes look very distracted in these states. The negative side of the red zone is when our bodies are moving quickly, but it's in the form of kicking, biting, spitting, hitting, or rolling on the floor or stomping on the floor. We call this a tantrum in young children. This is commonly known as fight or flight. This is the most common stress response that we might label as non-compliant or bad behavior. A person may protest and say no in the red zone. During this stress response, eye gaze is often intense, but a person may also avert their eye gaze. Emotions of irritability, frustration, anger, and rage match this stress response. Now let's look at the left side of our pie, the blue zone. In the blue zone, the brake pedal is on. In this state, our bodies are slowed down. Our facial expressions can be flat with low muscle tone and glassy eyes like the baby in the picture. In older children and adults, others may see that we look depressed. We refer to this state as flat. The blue zone has its own continuum. Sometimes we feel sad or bored in the blue zone. We can disengage and withdraw from others, being in our own world or zoned out. Freeze 1 refers to a state where we are quietly immobilized by the brake pedal. We may feel a heaviness in our bodies, like we are weighted down. In its most extreme form, this freeze state is where animals may feign death. We have the phrase playing possum to describe this phenomenon. But animals and people are not doing this on purpose. This is an involuntary survival response in our nervous system. We can see the stress response to threat in infants, children, and adults. In the middle of the pie, at the bottom, you can see the combo zone. This is where the brake and gas pedal are on together in varying amounts and combinations. It's hard to think about both of them being on at the same time, but combinations exist where parts of our body are slowing down while other parts are speeding up. In the combo zone, there's a continuum of anxiety and fright with hypervigilance, watching the environment around us. There is an active side to the combo zone where we are more agitated in our bodies. Children may be whiny or clingy. Sometimes this can escalate to a panic attack. In this state, our bodies are moving faster, but the jittery feeling of the brake is still there. Our movements are shaky and our eyes may be wide open. There's also a quieter side to the combo zone. This is where our bodies are more still, but fear or anxiety is seen on the face. If we measured heart rate and blood pressure, they would both be up, and our guts are often churning in this state. We call children in this state slow to warm up, especially in novel situations or with new people. A more extreme version of this quiet combo zone state is freeze 2. You can see that freeze 2 is on the line between the blue zone and the combo zone. This is the deer in the headlights type of freeze. One can't move one's body, but movement occurs in the face with wide eyes and raised eyebrows, and there is also activation inside the body. So to summarize, if we are feeling safe with manageable challenges, and if we've had a healthy sleep the night before, we can maintain the green zone for the majority of the day. And we go in and out with smooth transitions of all three stress responses every day. Our nervous system is adapting to what's going on around us throughout the day. We'll explore what happens when stress responses are too long, too frequent, or too intense in another video about toxic stress. Now I'd like you to look at this awake states chart. You will see in this chart descriptions of behaviors that we might see for a child or an adult in the 4 colored zones. This chart orients you to what you will see in the eyes, face, voice, body, and also the rhythm and rate of body movement. You will see that all these cues cluster together to describe a colored zone. You don't have to check off all the boxes in each zone, as there are a range of behaviors we see in each zone. This chart gives more details to understand the zones described in the sleep-wake states arc and the color zone pie. It is helpful to observe your child's behaviors and your own behaviors to recognize the green zone and the 3 stress responses. Thanks for watching. NRF handouts are available on the Elm Tree website.